to have a sugar alternative, because honestly, you know, if you know anything about glycemic index, just do some Google research on it. It is amazing, and if you can control that, you're controlling a lot of things about your health. You know, I'm not going to get into it because obviously Andrew's the expert in it, but I just think it's important to have that alternative because we all got a sweet tooth. I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't love sweets, and that's going to satisfy it with no calories, and it's not going to affect your glycemic index, which is amazing that it doesn't do that, and no carbohydrates as well. That's just absolutely huge. All right, so the next item up is going to be our your choice of our vitamin D. Now you got a couple options here. You can do the 1,000, the 2,000s, or the 3,000 IU, and then you're going to do what size do I want? How many capsules? The 60, 180, 360, and the 720. As I mentioned once again, the 720 is going to be your best value, and I love breaking it down. He does it brilliantly for all of us to see. The 60, you're saving $70. That's great. As we move up, this is your huge savings. It's 720 capsules. You're actually saving $60. Now, this is what is amazing to me, and it's because of Andrew. The healthiest diet is still not adequate. You cannot get enough D3 adequately, even if you are the champion of healthy eating. And then there's the 99.9% rest of us who are not very good at healthy eating. We try. Some of us don't do anything. We simply can't. Even if you eat really, really great, you cannot get enough vitamin D. Go out in the sun, it's great, but if you really want to spend a lot of time in the sun, no. But it's actually one of the most important things to have in your body. And we, again, have this incredible value to be able to get the vitamin D3, the support for your bones and your body, and a whole lot more. And we're talking pennies per capsule. Don't forget, we have flex pay and also free shipping on all of Andrew's items today for his big Today Special event. All right, here's Andrew. He's going to share more with you about why vitamin D is so important.
Hi there, Andrew Lessman here with one of the most important Today Specials that we do every year. And what always excites me about vitamin D, usually in life, when someone tells you how important something is, how critical it is, how special it is, how unique it is, in the back of your mind, I know in my mind, the wheel's already turning. Okay, how much is this going to cost me? That you assume something that special, that unique, that beneficial is going to be extremely expensive. Vitamin D3 is in that regard a complete paradox, because today, for the Today Special, our 720 capsule supply is less than 7 cents a capsule. Incredibly affordable. And what's even more exciting, whether you choose 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, or even 5,000 IU. So at 5,000, you could always choose to take one every other day if 2,000 to 3,000 would be your perfect daily supply. So it just makes it incredibly, incredibly affordable. So that large size, I mean, even the next to large size is still, I think, less than 10 cents a capsule. Even the very smallest size, what we call our try-me size, is barely about 15 cents a capsule. To get the most important single vitamin, and we'll talk about vitamin B12 in a moment, vitamin C as well, and they're all critically important, but the research over the last several decades that has come in on vitamin D3 has just underscored its importance. In fact, a friend of mine just forwarded me a video that another friend of mine had done. You've probably seen him on my shows here in the past, Dr. Daniel Amen. He was talking about telomere extension. I might not go as far as he goes into the lavish praise, but vitamin D3 is certainly worthy of remarkable praise. Everything from the strength and integrity of our skeletal system to the absorption of calcium to the functioning of our immune system, our nervous system. Again, what's great, it's so easy to supplement. It's so easy to effectively supplement. If you read the reviews on my product, you see how rapidly the product can affect vitamin D3 levels. So just because the product costs literally pennies a capsule doesn't mean you're compromising it in any way. As Daniel mentions in his video, another important thing to always consider when you take vitamin D3 is vitamin K2 MK7. That's also very important. It will be available, while this is a Today Special, it will also be available at special pricing as well. But again, back to vitamin D3, it's something that unfortunately most of us don't get in adequate supply from our diet. Not because, and for once, it's not this criticism we always hear about our diet that it doesn't give us the nutrients we need. Even the healthiest diet, if you read the science, that's one of the things they'll say. Even the healthiest diet is not an adequate supply of the vitamin D3 that we need. And unfortunately, sun exposure, nowadays, we don't get sufficient sun exposure, and as we get older, that sun exposure doesn't result in the same level of conversion of vitamin D3. What little synthesis could take place from our skin with age, with our changing lifestyle, doesn't continue. So basically a 4-year supply. We're talking about a supply that's 4 years is what? 48 months. It ends up being, if you're taking it every other day, literally about 3 cents a day. So again, your choice, you pick the potency that works for you. I'm just excited to be able to make a product that is so important, yet so affordable and so effective. I hope you enjoy it.
Here's something I was surprised to. I had a friend of mine who went to the doctor. She was having a lot of issues and she couldn't figure out what was going on. And he ran a test and found out she was very, very deficient in vitamin D. And it was one of the surprise things. I'm like, really, vitamin D? And it was really absolutely affecting her. And I'll read some views, you'll understand. But it's a really big deal that you get enough of it. And again, proper amounts, the right configuration of it. That's what Andrew does. He takes all that guesswork out. Because I think vitamin shopping can be really, really confusing. You're standing at the vitamin store, you hope the guy behind the desk or the cashier knows what they're talking about. No, no, no. Go with the guy who literally is one of the world-renowned experts. You know, if you're going to build a house, I'm not hiring a guy who's the best baker in town. I'm going to get the best construction guy. It's the exact same thing when it comes with vitamins. You don't want to go with the off brands, the weird brands, the brands full of filler. You want to go with the authentic brands. And literally, just by the customer reviews, you can feel confident to shop for Andrew's vitamins. I do want to show you, because again, for me, this is really important. What's the size? Very small, this is teeny, teeny, teeny. So that's very easy for basically everybody to swallow, including me, and I do have an issue with that. And I want to read some reviews, and then we'll go back over how great the value is. If you believe you're deficient of vitamin D, or maybe you've been told you are, this is the moment to order it and get it and really feel and see the difference for yourself, because you really will. Some of the reviews, of course, they're amazing. There's thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews. In fact, on this one alone, there's over 2,100 perfect 5-star reviews. This is the lowest price we're offering the vitamin D since 2022. So you're getting our best value on this since 2022 with over 2,000 perfect 5-star review. I've taken vitamin D3 for years now from generic brands. After taking Andrew's vitamin D3, I can see how quality makes a difference. My vitamin levels are noticeably better, according to my doctor. The biggest change I've noticed is my mood. Life hasn't really changed, but taking this product seems to have helped me more than previous vitamins. Thank you so much, Andrew, for continued quality products. That's Willow Rose. I didn't read this. I didn't make that comment I just said about knowing where you're buying your vitamins before I read this. I just read this raw on the air, and that's exactly the point that Willow Rose made for me, actually. Know where you're buying them, know the quality, know the ingredients, know the person who's behind them. And Andrew has an impeccable reputation around the world for doing the very best of the best. Love this. Overcast, no worries. Here's your vitamin D. That's so cute. My patron saint of supplements. That's awesome. Andrew Lessman has given me access to a sunny day every day without the fret of sun exposure. His vitamin D3 3000 is genius in delivery, no belly aches, easy to swallow, and always available. That's Miss Karen in Michigan. It works for me. I needed to take vitamin D because my levels were low. I tried drugstore brand pills and gummies, and they upset my stomach. With Andrew Lessman supplements, I've never experienced an upset stomach, and my reading went up. She means her medical reading from obviously her levels. I mean, that's huge, you know. Here, that's the other thing too, guys. Find out for yourself. I mean, you know, take a test, see where your D level is. Try these. If they don't work, you always send them back. But why not? I mean, and it's so important to have the right amount of vitamin D. It is really amazing when you do the research of how vitamin C, vitamin D, the B1 that we saw earlier, all of those, the B12, excuse me, all of that is absolutely crucial for you to be your very best. And it's an easy answer. You go, boop. It's not like we're asking you to go to work out. You know, I got to work out 10 hours a day and blah, blah, blah. You don't. You just take a vitamin, do something really simple, and let it change your life. Again, we could go on. I'm full of sunshine. That's so cute. Effective and gentle on the stomach. Awesome. The products helped me. Easy to take. Never upset stomach. Great product for the price, which is amazing. Love the affordability. 4.8 star rating. And speaking of the price, that's why you want to get it today. Now remember, you're not seeing anything on auto ship. So if you want to get multiples, you can. What I would do is do what Andrew was saying. Go to the biggest level, because that's going to give you the best value. We're talking pennies a day to truly transform your health. And all we have, and I say this all the time, we got one spin at this thing called life. Why are we not living it to the fullest, to the max, the best we can? This is our cheat hack. He has created life cheat hacks to make us be able to live the kind of life that we dream of. And as my last reviewer just said, boy, get it when you can get the best price. The best price we've done since 2020 is right now. Is it 2020? Nope, 2022. Again, the bigger you go, the better. When we get to 720 capsules, that's a $60 savings. I also like what Andrew said. Hey, if you just want to try it, 60 days, 60 capsules, what have you, you can get $7 off. But if you really know that it's important, and it is to have vitamin D, then you might want to go for the 720. Like I said, I love our return policy, because when you send them back, you know, we basically have to dump them out. We're not going to resell them, right? And so that's why this line's been so successful, because people don't return them, because you are seeing those important results. That's what you're getting. Now, again, you've got the options. As I said, go big. It's always a smarter value. Don't forget free shipping. Wow, we've already sold almost 5,000 of these today. And again, as I just mentioned, there's no auto ship. So if you want to go big, that gives you plenty. Or if you want to get multiples of these and really lock in your price, get a couple of jars of these, a couple of bottles, and take advantage of these massive savings that you're getting. You can see up there over 2,000 perfect 5-star reviews. You know what? I don't know about you, but if I'm going to go write a review, it's usually because I'm really mad. I'm usually mad something's not working. That's truly how passionate people are about Andrew's products. They're so happy. They want to share the love. They want to share their stories. And they want to make sure you know that as well. So